So Scott, the 10-year anniversary of our Scottish Cup win coming up. Just looking back, great memories, isn't it?
Yeah, some of the best memories of my life. If I'm being honest with you, it was just a brilliant time for the football club, for the city, for the fans, everything. It's just it'll probably go down as it is the biggest achievement in the club's history. It's quite incredible to think of a club our size. That we could achieve winning the Scottish Cup in the short space of time. And the club's 30 years, 31 years is nothing short of incredible. Some teams have been over 100 years and they've never sort of achieved that. So for us to do it in our short history is an incredible achievement, and it was just everything about it. The squad of players we had, the manager at the time, John Hughes, Russell Latapy in with us and that as well. It was just a real special time for the football club, and I'm just really lucky that I was a part of it, So no, I will put it down as probably one of the best days of my life.
And you just touched on it there, but how special was that group? Obviously, amazing run to the final, including a memorable semi-final against Celtic as well. So, how special was that group? Oh,
it was a special group of players. The togetherness that we had in the dressing room and that sort of things, and that's the sort of things I've tried to sort of bring back to the club in terms of what we tried to do this year. Something sort of similar. We've had a brilliant group of players this year, but that group of players we had were special. There was a real, I don't know what it was, everybody just sort of had each other's backs and they pushed themselves to the absolute limit, every day in the training ground and match day and that as well, and they deserved it, Yeah, we got a wee break in the semi-final against Celtic, but I think the boys deserved that wee break because they just worked so hard, and it was a special place then, in terms of what we were achieving, in terms of getting into Europe and that sort of things as well. And as I say, for a club our size to be getting to Europe, to be winning the Scottish Cup, to be in the final of the League Cup the year before, some of those memories they'll be with us for the rest of our lives.
And I suppose which shows how special it was. Look at now, 10 years on, so many. I know yourself, have you kept in touch, and you have great relationships still, and a lot of them are still in the local area of that team and that squad and that staff. So. Yeah,
and I think that's what made such a special dressing room, and I keep in touch with all of them now, in fact, and it's probably quite fitting. Graham Shinney lifting the Scottish Cup Aberdeen on Saturday there, it was unbelievable, and it couldn't happen to probably a better guy, if I'm being honest with you. The work he puts in every day and that, so for him to win it 10 years later, it's a brilliant achievement for the boy. But boys like Gary Warren, Ross Draper, Ryan Christie, I keep in touch with all these boys and they don't forget, and that's probably the good thing about them. They're all good lads that are humble, with the Greg Tansies, Carl Tremarcos, these sort of boys they were brilliant. Marley Watkins was a character, and that was a good thing. There was characters in the dressing room. You knew what they were bringing, and they all played their part. And it was just a phenomenal time.
And you can probably, some of the characteristics of that team, and even some of the memories and the photos on the walls and stuff like that, that can be used maybe as a motivation going forward for the club. And it has been in the past, but going to the new season as well. So.
Yeah, I think it is, and that's what I tried to portray to the boys last year as well, in terms of this club's a special club, and the memories it has created. And I said it just there a minute ago, then in terms of our short history that we've got, what we've achieved is nothing short of incredible, and I'm very lucky to have been a major part of that, in terms of gone through it, the highs and the lows, but the highs definitely outdo the lows, there's no question of that. But no, listen, and that's what we're trying to get back to, having that feel-good factor about the place. But what we've achieved in the short space and time is nothing short of incredible, and it's been a real good journey, so one the fans have probably really enjoyed as well, if I'm being honest with you. So no, that's what we need to try and build again, and we'll be doing our best to try and do that.
Scott, thank you.
Thanks, Liam.